In this video, we're creating this no foundation makeup tutorial. This look is so perfect. It's very airy and lightweight. It's perfect for every day, and even if you're a beginner, this makeup look is really easy to recreate. So go ahead and grab your makeup and let's get right into it. So typically I start with my skin first, but today we're gonna start off with eyebrows because we're not going in with foundation. So Kosas recently launched the Brow Pop Nano, and I've been loving this to fill in my eyebrows because it's been very quick. So what I do is I use the spoolie side and brush all the hairs upwards first. This is just gonna allow me to see where I have sparse hairs and where I would need filling. And then I like to go in with the Brow Pop Nano. Typically I start from the bottom of my eyebrows. I feel like the tail of your eyebrows is where you have the most hairs. So if you have more sparseness around that area, I would just recommend filling that out first. I love that it has a very fine tip, so it makes it easy for you to use, especially if you're in a rush or you're going just for a simple everyday look, and it just looks really natural on my eyebrows. The shade that I'm using is brown black, which I feel like matches the natural hairs of my eyebrows and my hair. And then going towards the inner corner, I like to use a natural eyebrow pen. So this is going to help draw out natural eyebrow hairs, and I feel like the inner corners of your eyebrows are where you have less hairs, so they look a little bit more feathery. And I just like to draw out natural eyebrow hairs one at a time, going towards the inner corner. So next you want to go in and moisturize your skin, and I've been loving this Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream because it's a very thick cream. It really helps to seal a lot of hydration on my skin. But if you are out in the sun or you want to protect your skin from the sun, then this would be the part where you would put on your SPF to make sure that your skin is protected and to also make sure that your skin is well moisturized. So I'm gonna go in with the Makeup Forever HD Skin Concealers. I love their foundations. So the concealers are definitely going to be very similar to their foundations, very light coverage, very airy, and perfect for a no foundation makeup look. So the shade that I'm using to color correct is 4.1R, and the shade that I'm gonna use to highlight is 3.5Y. So what I like to do is I like to place the concealer at the back of my hand. So I'm gonna start off with the color correcting shade. I'm gonna pick this up in this Real Techniques brush, and what I like to do is spot correct on my skin. So figure out where on my skin do I have darkness. I have a little bit of darkness around this area, so I just like to go over it and just cover up the darkness. And using this color corrector shade is gonna help cancel out those dark spots. The reason why I like to use it on a brush as well is because it helps you pick up the lightest coverage so that it looks more natural. Once I've color corrected and spot corrected the areas around my skin, I like to focus on my under eyes because that's where I have the most darkness. And to do that, I like to mix the color correcting shade with the concealer shade to give me more of a color that would be closer towards the color of my skin. This is gonna help color correct your skin. At the same time, it's gonna help brighten up your skin so that your skin looks more awake, you look more refreshed, and you don't look sleepy. And I like to focus that shade right on the inner corner of my eyes and use a beauty sponge to blend that out. I like using a damp beauty sponge because it helps to absorb the excess product. So if you're going for a very lightweight, airy type of makeup look, you wanna use a sponge because it's gonna help absorb majority of the excess product. And as you can see, it doesn't really look like I have a full face of foundation. It's canceled out all the discoloration under my eyes. My eyes look brighter and you don't really see much darkness anymore. And then whatever excess product I have, I like to just apply that on my chin area. And this is also gonna help highlight that area. And then a little bit on my forehead. Next, we're gonna add color to the skin using bronzer and blush. So for bronzer, you wanna use a bronzer that is extremely natural and easy to blend, just so that it doesn't look too harsh. I find that when you're putting bronzer on your bare skin, it looks more natural when it's more lightweight and light coverage. So the one that I've been loving is this Rare Beauty bronzer. It is one of my favorites because when you apply it on your skin, it doesn't really look like you've put too much product on there, but it helps to contour your skin and it helps to add a little bit of that sun-kissed look. So I typically like to focus the bronzer right where I would place my contour, and this is gonna help structure my skin as well. And also I like to place it on my temples because I typically have shadows around that area. So I'm pretty much placing this bronzer all over my forehead, not focusing at the center because that is the area of my skin where light reflects. So this part of my face is supposed to be bright, and around the perimeter of that area is supposed to have a shadow. And you also want to place this bronzer on the jawline to help structure structure it. Next for blush, I'm gonna go in with this NARS blush. This is a very light coverage blush. The shade that I'm using is Insatiable. With these blushes, they are very, very light coverage. So I like to place the blush at the back of my hand and use the round side of the beauty sponge to pick up the product, and then I place it right on the highest points of my cheekbone. And I typically focus right at the apples of my cheeks because I have a square face shape, so typically this is the area where blush would be more flattering for my face shape. And then whatever excess I have left, I like to bring it all the way up towards my temples. This is gonna add a ton of color to your skin, and it's gonna give you kind of like that I've been kissed by the sun, I just came from the beach type of look, which I love, especially for no foundation makeup looks. Next, I like to set my cream products, specifically concealer, because it tends to crease under my eyes. And to do that, I'm gonna use one of my favorite setting powders, which is this Kimchi Puff Puff Pass setting powder. This is an all-time favorite because it's very finely milled and it's super natural on the skin. It helps to set your concealer, absorb excess oils, and I love how it sets my concealer without forming any creases under my eyes. So to apply the powder, I like to use a brush instead of a powder puff or a beauty sponge, because a brush is going to give you more of that light coverage versus using something that packs on the powder onto your skin. And then I like to just swipe that right underneath my eyes, and that is gonna help set the concealer in place so it does not move. Doesn't matter if you're in heat or anything like that, that concealer should be set in place. And then I like to apply it on most areas where I applied the brightening concealer, so my chin and my forehead area. And then using what's left on the brush, I like to go over my eyebrows. This is going to help absorb the excess oils on the eyebrows as well so that they look natural. And because we use a cream blush, I usually like setting my cream blush with a powder blush, and that is how you're going to get your blush to last longer on your skin, is if you use a cream underneath a powder. So especially if you're going out, I tend to find that blush gets absorbed the fastest on your skin. You feel like you've applied blush, but when you look back, it's been absorbed. It doesn't really look as pigmented as it was when you initially applied it. So I'm gonna apply a powder blush, and the one that I'm gonna use is this by Give Beauty. This is the Feeling Cheeky Amplifying Blush Duo in the shade Ex-Girlfriend. And I like to take a little bit of that blush on a brush and just go over that cream blush, especially the areas where I see that there's quite a bit of shininess. I like to make sure to cover up that shininess. And this is completely optional. If you want that natural glow, you can completely leave that there. But I personally like a satin finish blush look, not really glowy, because I feel like it tends to accentuate your texture around this area. So usually I love a nice satin finish blush look. When it comes to mascara, you want to use a mascara that helps to lengthen and lift your lashes, because fluffy eyelashes are what's gonna add that flattering look to your no foundation makeup look. So you want to find a good mascara, and one that I've been obsessed with and using almost every day is the Fenty Beauty mascara. I personally haven't tried a mascara that works so well. This has been my current favorite mascara because it works so well to help lengthen and lift every single lash hair that you have. So even if you have short lashes like me, this mascara works really great to help give you more of that full and fluffy eyelash look. So typically for mascara, I like to start at the bottom and just wave it all the way to the top. This is gonna make sure that you're coating every single lash hair. So I like to lock in all these products with a good finishing setting spray, and one that I love is Milani's original setting spray. This is the Make It Last. So this one is the one that's going to give your skin more of a natural finish, and they have multiple ones that you can use if you want like a dewy finish or you want a matte finish if you're more oily skin. But I'm going to use the one for a natural finish because my skin is more on the dry to normal side. And this setting spray is going to make your makeup last on your skin without transferring and without moving around. And this is also perfect if you're in hot and humid weather and you tend to find that your makeup moves around a lot. Now for the lip combo, I'm gonna go in with Chestnut by MAC Cosmetics. This is my favorite long-lasting lip liner. It's just perfect for any type of nude color or even something colorful. And on top of this, I'm gonna add something, of course, more natural, just because this makeup look, it's quite simple and perfect for every day. So I'm gonna go in with the YSL lipstick in the shade 15. This shade right here is almost a perfect nude for my lips. It looks like my natural lip color. Adding it with this brown lip liner gives it a really nice ombre effect. Now, you can leave this lip like this, but I'm gonna go in with a lip gloss just to add a little bit more shininess to my lips. So I'm gonna go in with the L'Oreal lipstick. This shade right here has been my current favorite favorite. It's perfect for an everyday look. And here we have it for this perfect no foundation makeup look that's perfect for every day and also perfect for beginners. And if you're a beginner and you're looking for a step-by-step guide on how to create a full face of makeup, then I highly recommend watching this video right here, because this video is a very detailed video on the steps of makeup application, especially for a beginner.
KLJ, welcome to a channel where it's poppin'.